Hi everyone, welcome to my latest video, which is basically a comparison video. I want to show you on my old Lost Galaxy Rangers and the new ones. I believe I did a similar video sometime back on the Space Power Rangers. So this is basically the same thing except on the Galaxy Rangers. So let's get started here. I have the Blue Ranger right here, and sorry about that, as you can see, there's a lot of, not a lot, but some paint missing there. And he had a lot of paint that was missing on his chest over here as well. I just used some white paint to cover it up. But in person, when you look at it, let me try to see if I can do a close-up here. Oh, I guess not. My webcam is acting weird. But the paint dried up to become really rough, and it looks very obvious that it's been covered up. In the back here, I don't know if you guys can make it out, but I had to use paint here as well to cover up some of the paint scratches and stuff. And I wasn't that successful, and there's some paint leakage on the blue over here. And the belt is kind of done in an improper manner. And all of them, at one point, actually the gold from their belt buckle actually came off for all of them. And I had to use a gold calligraphy pen to cover it up. And the joints, I believe on almost all of them, are very loose. As you can see, it goes up and down without a problem. This is what the new Blue Ranger looks like. Of course, since it's newly out of the packaging, everything is in great condition. And instead of the legs being loose, sorry about that, my camera is acting weird, don't know why. Everything is nice and stiff. Next, I'll show you the Green Power Ranger. The Green Ranger, same deal as the Blue Ranger. They all had, at one point, paint actually coming off from their chest and from the back. And I had to use the white paint to cover it up, so this is what he looks like. On the guys, there weren't anything majorly different, it's only the girls, and I'll show you what it was. So this is what he looked like, and he actually had some plastic that broke off, so I had to use a bit of glue to cover it up. But as you can see, it looks very noticeable. And I'm not going to remove it because I have to give this to a friend, so I don't want to break it further. On one of the hands, there's a small ball joint, and the ball joint actually chipped off on the Green Power Ranger, and I had to put some glue to keep it together. So I would show it to you on camera if I wasn't giving this figure to someone, but I'm giving it to someone I want to be as careful as possible since they're already old. So you have, that's the Green Ranger. The new Green Ranger I'll show you. And as you can, and take note, all of them have lost their original color, and it's faded to a point. As you can see, the original color on the Green Ranger is actually a bit lighter than what it's shown on the old Green Power Ranger. That's basically it. And next, I'll show you the Yellow Ranger. She actually went through the most abuse ever, because I didn't have a Yellow Ranger back then, and she was my first one. And I was totally psyched because yellow was always my favorite color. And I used her a lot to reenact a lot of the scenes from Power Rangers. And I believe last year, her boot here broke off because of age, and the plastic wasn't that strong in this figure. And I had to use yellow duct tape to keep it together. And up here, she lost some paint, so I had to cover it up with white paint. And on the back as well, I had to do the same thing. And even for the Yellow Ranger, the plastic broke off on her legs. I had to use some duct tape to put it together. Not duct tape, I'm sorry, I mean some super glue. And again, it doesn't look too presentable. And her yellow shade has faded quite a bit. So that's also something that was that age actually did to her. Next, I'll show you the Red Ranger. Oh, I'm sorry. The Red Ranger actually was one of the most decent figures, because he had... Sorry about that. Okay, I guess she's not going to stand. The Red Ranger, like I was saying, actually was one of the most decent figures, because he went through the least amount of abuse ever. So this is what he looks like. There's some paint that actually did come off from the Red Ranger, but I was able to hide it with the white paint. But again, it wasn't that great because through time it got really dirty and it was pretty visible. You can't see it on the camera, it looks like there's nothing wrong with it, but up close in person you can actually see the defects in them. And again, on the back, same deal, had to use some paint to cover it up. And also on the sole here we have some paint missing. And his sound still works. Next, I'll show you the Pink Ranger. She's this one of the figures that went through the second most abuse, I would say, with the Yellow Ranger being the first. So what happened was when I was young, I don't know how I did that, but I actually managed to scrape off all the paint on the visor by mistake as a kid. So I used my sister's nail polish to actually get through and color it in. So, and I did a sloppy job of it, as you can see. Again, we have some more paint missing here that I tried to cover up with the white paint. And at the back here, we have more of a sloppy paint job that I did as a child. So, this figure also went through some abuse, and you can see some white paint has escaped the paint coat there. And I'll show you what the new Pink Ranger looks like, and you can see quite the difference there. Here's the new Pink Ranger and the old one. As you can tell, the visor here is actually supposed to be quite thinner, but due to my sloppy paint job, it looks a lot fatter. And also the visor here, the gold details on the eyes have started to come off a bit. There aren't really that much of a major difference except for the broken leg in yellow. If you are a good customizer, you can easily make them look good as new, but sadly I'm not good at that. That's why I ended up getting a new set. This set is, like I said, is going to my friend, and she's really good at customizing, so I have no doubt she'll be able to make these figures look good as new, like they deserve to be. And thanks for watching as always. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask, and please leave comments and whatnot. Well, thanks for watching and have a great day.